Okay, let's see. Okay, how do we actually? What are the bare minimum things we need to know to start this podcast? Like,
is We Smart better Twitch?
Yeah, it must be. That could be one that we can you, Erin. Can that be number 9?
I can find. I mean, like, I can. This problem
Erin,
is
I'm
solved.
trying to toss you some significant shekels here
for a while.
You know, to be clear.
But this is the question. I guess like this one is the one I'm really concerned about because
I'm gonna go door to door. A good suggestion from your chat: getting guests for us. I'll get a carpet cleaner. I'm gonna get everything. We're gonna be fucking golden.
Let me share this. No, I don't want to think about overlays yet. I think that's too much like down the planning route. Like that's like if it already starts working. I'm just thinking about like the very bare bones stuff that we need for distribution and for actually setting it up so that there's no like major technical flaws or things like that. All the marketing and advertising stuff and that stuff doesn't matter. That'll come with time. You don't want to go like too hard on that stuff because you'll just never get done. That is stuff like we have to consider, but it's stuff that like we need to worry about a little bit later.
Are you gonna be writing anything on this that Dan shouldn't be showing on stream?
Nope, I don't think so. I think the more transparent we are with people, the better.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty easy. This I still don't know about. I think apparently you can use Discord Turbo and then window. This is my actionable advice on this, or my guess on this one.
Oh,
you would window
need a
capture.
microwave emote. Hey, before I forget, you need to make a microwave emote for yourself. You really should have one.
Do you think it's that big of a meme?
If you keep it going, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a ghost microwave.
I need like a live emote person. That's what all the bigger streamers have. They're like, make this emote, and then there's just like someone that's like, right away, and that's like, and then it's there. Oh man, that's what I need.
That's kind of like Erin, except she takes fucking forever and bitches at you the whole time.
Well, I mean, I have a rush order fee. It's just like nobody ever asks about it.
Oh, wait. What's the rush order fee?
Erin's too busy with.
I've never had anybody ask before, so I've never had to think about it.
Wait, so
all right, I told. Listen, I think
I told you when you first asked, when I told you there was somebody in front of you, and I said I could do a rush order if you really wanted, because the other guy doesn't have partners, so he can't really use them.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. What type of rush order thing we talking about?
Here we go.
Name your price,
I mean, you already told me that you'd pay me double, so like, I mean,
true.
I will. I can just go with that.
Okay, outstanding. That's how you do it, Devin. You overpay and everything's good. I love it.
It's actually
I've made emotes on the spots for people. The comfy ape for, I mean, don't tell my other customers, but I skipped that straight to the front of the line because I was like, hell yeah, that sounds like fun to do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Did you like that business advice I just gave, Devin, about paying twice as much for no reason? That's just one of the many tips you'll learn here on the Devin and Dan podcast.
Damn, dude. Okay. My best guess at how we actually do the calls is you window capture on Discord or Skype, and then one person OBS, right? Fulls on OBS.
I would table this. We're just gonna ask someone how you're supposed to do it.
Well, then like let's answer that question though, because what I want to avoid is like
something Chan does it. What the fuck was his name? Someone knows who this guy is. Something Chan, a StarCraft guy, I think. Destiny knows him.
What, Chan Man?
Chan Man. Yes, he has really good podcasts.
Chan Man V.
Yeah.
He pays exceptional attention to his quality control of his stuff.
So our plan is
let's jack his shit.
DM him, or what?
Yeah. Does anyone know this guy who can message him?
I'm Steven.
Wait, Dan.
Yeah.
Can I hype you up for a second? Because I've been way too hard today. All right. So look, so speaking of my inaction type of thing, where like I take a long time to do anything, I'm like an ant. Okay, I've been sitting in this really shitty $150 Staples chair, and 2 months ago, Dan was like, "You need to get a Herman M body," and I was like, "I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of choices in chairs. I could get a steel case Leap. I could do all this stuff." Let me tell you, yesterday I went down to Reno. And I sat in a Herman Miller M body, and it changed my fucking life. Like,
really? I'm glad you liked it.
It really did, dude. Like the biggest mistake I've made is not doing that sooner. It is an unreal like my sitting experience is like I'm like a god floating on a cloud. It's so good.
Like an $800 office chair?
It's like it's more than that, but the trick is you get it through a dealer. And the dealer can discount you like 30 or 40%. So
what? I didn't know that. You fucking outpaid me. Fuck, I overpaid.
Dude.
Yeah, so, like
I outdone myself. Fuck.
Like because the way that so it was Sevidus that told me this was when you're in Reno or sorry in Reno, there's nobody that actually sells the chair, but there's a bunch of dealers that will like do office furniture design, and they have a partnership with Herman Miller. You can call the dealer and you can be like, hey, I wanna like get a chair from you, and they'll be like, well, you know, we usually do orders of like 200 people, but yeah, we'll help you out. And so like I just went to this guy's office and sat on his Herman Miller M body, and it was like the most insane. I can't even describe. Like people think like I'm stupid because like how much different could a chair? Oh wait, I have a testament to this, Dan. So Kat was with me, right?
Yep.
And Kat went in with me, and she sat on the chair, and she's like, I'm buying one of these. And she bought one right there on the spot because and she was like thinking I was memeing. She was like, why would a chair even make a difference?
Yeah, no, for sure. I completely, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the only problem with it is it's going to take me like 3 or 4 weeks to get it because they have to like make it and then send it to me. So that sucks. But
I messaged that guy Chan Man on Twitter.
Oh, you DM'd him?
No, I just sent him a tweet.
Oh, okay. My Discord is this. It's in the chat now, if you want to join.
I didn't know you had a Discord.
I do. You should join it. Then you can be in the Discord. Yeah, the Herman Miller M body. Let me pull this up. This thing is so Dan has been telling me about this, but I've just been like, I don't know. I've just been indecisive because like office chairs are such a big meme, dude. There's so many different chairs you can get, and you're like, do I really want to spend $1,000 for a chair? You do. I should be a salesman for these guys, dude. It'll change your life. I can't even describe it, man. This was like
the big thing is a lot of people are like, oh, just get a DX Racer or this steel case, and you're like, dude, you don't understand. Like it's a chair and it might feel comfortable, but like this is a chair designed like to literally sit in it for 18 hours a day, and that's the big deal. If you're going to be sitting down all day, I'm not sure it'd be comfortable to sit into a DX Racer all day. I think that would not be pleasant, and you somehow you don't know what you're missing until you have it. That's kind of the thing I think of.
Exactly. I totally agree. Yeah, that's such a good way to put it. Like, there's no way you can know how good this is. Like right now, dude, I actually felt better. Like my body felt better when I got up from it. And now that I'm sitting in this like piss ass like $150 office chair, like my shoulder hurts, my back is like out, like it's so bad. I want to like stand or something. I don't know how to show you guys the price or whatever. Maybe buy now. So like your base product is $1,300 before you add anything, and you can customize it a lot. Oh, and Kat got a green and white chair too, which is her favorite color, so it like looks like super cool and like new age officey. It's expensive, but the way you got to think about it is like you're gonna have it.
Your life in it.
Yeah, you're gonna have it for like 12 years, and like I really feel like Dan said something about this, like where. If you're going to do, he was memeing where he's like, yeah, just overpay 2x for everything. But there's really something to be said about if you are going to do something a lot, like sleep in a place, sit in a place, look at a monitor. Those things should be the top of the line quality because you're doing that stuff all the time.
Yep, 100%. The shit you interact with every day should be, obviously not everyone can afford this. If you're a fucking, if you're hard up, you can't have the best desk, you can't have the best chair. But if it's your living, you should strive to do it. Before you go buy a new car or you go out to eat, you should improve the tools of your trade. That's why like mechanics will spend like $30,000 buying Snap-on tools, even though I don't see any fucking difference of that over like, a craftsman or something. But it's because there's a perceivable difference to them and they value that. So yeah, that's what I think the benefit is.
Totally agree. Oh yeah. So one thing on the podcast, and I'm sure you'll be really happy to hear this, we should move quicker on this within the next 7 days for the first episode because Steven is away right now. We have a huge advantage in getting like a lot of like a really initial good base of people to watch it.
Well, listen, I got a plan. All right, hold on. None of my chat say anything. None of Devin's chat say anything. Okay, Devin, here's what we do.
Yeah.
Let's get this motherfucker permanently banned. Okay?
Whoa!
We can do it. Let's get him fucking banned. He's old and tired. We're the new hotness, okay? If we get him banned, that audience will fucking stay with us. We can do it. I'll goat him into saying something bad about Jewish people very easily, and we just clip it and send it in and act like we're really offended. I know we can get it done. We can do it. No one say anything. No one tell him that we said this, okay?
But he's given us everything. He's
That's okay. That's okay. You got to step on a few turtles to get to the top of the turtle pile. Okay?
No! You're a Sith! You're supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it.
Listen,
we have to help him, dude. He's a troubled individual. He can't control his outbursts. You
can't make an egg salad without cracking a few eggs. All right, Devin?
This is like the egg we came from. You're not even talking about cracking egg. You're talking about killing our hen.
Your mom.
Our own mother, yeah. I don't know if I could, I don't know if I can kill I've always heard this is what I have to do to succeed in business.
It's okay. I'll do it for both of us, Devin. I'll be the Dark Knight, the hero that you deserve, but I'll take the blame because they have to hate me. But we'll grow together. All right? I'll do it. Don't worry.
That's so commitment, dude. Real talk though, he'll just do YouTube and we'll be fucked anyway. So there's no hope in that.
You think I would stop at getting him banned? That motherfucker's gonna be backed on owned by the time I'm done with him. I'll get him banned off every platform. Why do you think he's off Twitter? I wanted those followers.
Oh no.
He thought I was trying to help him get unbanned. Oh mega lol. I wasn't getting him unbanned. I was fucking messaging my contacts like, listen, watch out for these guys' alternate accounts. He's going to make another one, okay? Especially pay attention to his cat's Twitter, which is Aslan.
Whoa.
I told him to watch the IP addresses that were logging into that account to make sure, all right? And I've been keeping an eye on all the accounts that Aslan follows to make sure that he wasn't starting to follow any debaters or, Black Lives Matters people. I had to make sure. Now we're good. But I'm watching.
You're making sure the cat's not following Black Lives Matter people?
Well, yeah, because it makes sense that Destiny would try to steal that account. He's very crafty like that.
And pretend to be the cat? What's Aslan's Twitter?
Aslan Von Dran.
I love how Erin does this. You're such a sweetheart for just having like your own social media for your cat. It's just amazing.
Hey, look at who that cat follows. Is that cat debating fucking ethnostaters? If it is, we know what's going on immediately.
It actually just follows other cats.
Yeah.
She's actually thought through it to this degree. The 10 people that she's following are cats that Aslan would like. They're like female cats that Aslan would like. You've taken this to the next level. This is some 5D chess. Oh my God.
He has his own opinions. He has his own vocabulary.
I'm following this cat.
He was grounded from the phone for a bit because he's been sick. But I have to pick up his medicine tomorrow.
Add to this list right
allergies.
here. artwork stuff. Unless, well, Erin, is that the type of stuff you could do? Could you do an overlay or no?
I've done overlays. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would
This cat has so many
imagine
followers.
Mylixia has his own graphics design studio, or at least I was under that impression.
I do, yeah. But but this is a separate thing. We're happy to use you for this if you're fast.
Are you a fast girl that we can use, Erin?
I'm being cornered.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Are you fast and can we use you?
We need you to be fast.
There's no double entendre there. Just tell me if you're fast and we can use you, please. Me and Devin would like to use you.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do this.
All right, perfect. Clip it.
We don't need to worry about that shit until we actually have a show, though.
All right, but
yeah, you got to come up with your like names and stuff like that.
Oh yes, God, that's actually a huge question. Oh no,
Devin, I'm going to tell you something, and this is going to be our trust level. I'm going to message you something right now, so make sure your Discord does not show on stream, okay?
Let me confirm. Yeah, you're good. This is going to be like, I'm really 45. I've been lying the whole time. I'm actually way older than you thought, than everyone thinks. I've convinced them all that I was actually Jewish and 35. Oh my God. Really? Are you sure?
100%.
Do you think that makes it a little niche?
I don't think it matters. Imagine reaching out to people on Twitter and saying that, hey, I'm Dan from this.
Yeah.
Think about how much cred that gives you. Yeah, it's harder to brand, but you could just call it that and then, add something else to the end of it.
Yeah, let me type back a thought.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But think about how insane that is, right?
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. All right, guys.
If we had a third person, we could almost how there's Crosby, Nash, and Stills. It could be like Saltman, Nash, and something else, like the band.
That's why I'm saying that if in a world, this could never happen, but if we did have Destiny, it would be the Triple D podcast, and that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, he'll want to turn it into like it'll completely change the theme to bring him in. Like he'll want to turn it into like a
he could be
Lauren Southern debates.
He could be an occasional guest and a third co-host occasionally.
We need to bring him in when we don't have anybody else to do.
Yeah, or when we want the alt-right to come at us extra hard.
Okay, so we will be rebranding. That answers that question. I totally agree with that. Wait. Let me ask you a question.
I don't know.
How about like this?
Let's, for the sake of argument, let's say that we could get Banana as our Twitch name, so we can talk about this on stream.
Yeah, sure? You're right.
So yes, you could do something like Bananas with Devin and Dan.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's probably the best way to do it. And then that also is like good SEO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it makes it a lot easier when you're trying to get guests on, bigger dicks than you could normally get. When you say that this is where you're from, that's a big deal when you present them with that.
It's a huge deal. Yeah. No. You're completely and utterly correct. It's actually an amazing thing that you found that. It's insane.
Yep.
I want to know later how you did it. That's really crazy.
It took me like 3 hours of searching through everything and then talking with the Twitch admin.
Nice memes, dude. Okay.
Because there's some stuff that is banned and
some isn't. Stuff that, yeah. Do you think
the only
there's
thing
even?
Is we have to. One of us, and probably me, I'm guessing, has to rebrand to it because you can't take it unless you're a partner.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, no, that shouldn't be right.
I mean, they only, from what I heard from the person, is they only do these types of things for partners. But I'll double check because I looked at a lot of them. Maybe this was a different one.
Would it also change it if in the context of what we're doing? So you're saying, so like the way you'd present it is, there's two partners. You're a partner now, right?
Yes.
Congrats. That's fucking awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
It's really good. We have two partners who are interested in co-hosting a show, and we want to do X. And so under the auspice of that, could we create a channel with that? And I think that would probably go over well. And there's also some people I can talk to that I think we can make that happen.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree.
So then my question would be like this.
I don't think we can get that because I think Twitch would reserve that.
Yeah.
I talked with the admin. They say reserve certain pages, and that was one of the first ones that I saw.
Yeah.
And my thought would be that they probably, like, you could picture that being a page that Twitch would use themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you could go there now and imagine it shows a bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
Even if they never used it, being able to have the presentation or perception that it is an official channel is probably something they'd want to avoid.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're completely right. Because at that point, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The reason we can't say this in chat is because this is one of those things, it's like water, where it's like if you grasp it, you lose it. We have to do some things on our own. And then once we get them done, then everyone will be like, oh, shit, we can.
Well, wait a minute. Do you have another Twitch account, like the other one?
Yeah. I have that Twitch account that we could just
can't do it off that one. You can only get one.
Yeah, only codedly, but with an admin's help, we probably can.
Yeah, but I don't want to involve the admin.
Why not?
If we can help, because for this one, believe it or not, you don't need to.
Okay, I get it. Yeah,
I just checked. So, and that's another reason you can't say it.
But
I don't think I have another older Twitch account that can do it.
Wait, can't we ask our chat? For both of our chats, is there anyone that would
check to see if I have one? Maybe I do.
Is there anyone that would be willing to donate us a inactive Twitch account that you have that's 6 months or older? Is that right? Does it have to be 6 months?
I probably have one for Aslan.
Oh, we're gonna sacrifice a cat for this? I'm down. You gotta step on a few turtles to get to the top of the turtle.
I mean, it's just an older account, right? It doesn't have to have anything special about it.
I think the only thing it has to do, because we just did this.
Is the age?
Yeah, for Breaker.
Wait! I think I have one.
Okay, because I do have one, but it's my bot, and I love him. His name's DharmaBot.
Let me see if I can do it.
I think it's DharmaBot. Yeah, it's DharmaBot. Okay, while you do that, I gotta pee like so bad. Oh my god, hang on.
Are you having fun, Erin?
Yeah. I enjoy both of your company, and I don't expect Devin to come to TwitchCon, but I think it would be fun if we all got to hang out.
My account's old as hell. I can give it to you if you hook me up with a username that's currently...
I got it.
You got it? You actually have it?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the page. You can go to it on stream.
Well, let me just go to my other window. Do you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, shit. Okay. Should we announce it?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you got it. You announce it.
Twitch.tv/startups.
That's actually so good. Damn. So it'd be startups with Devin and Dan, or Dan and Devin, or whatever. We'll figure that out. Oh, all the poggers, dude. Look at that. Holy. My chat's all poggers. How
a
insane
new title
is that?
too.
Yeah, it is pretty decent. I mean, it's a fucking. I mean, imagine. So now we can reach out to people on Twitter and say, "Hey, I'm Dan from Twitch.tv/startups. How would you feel about doing an interview?" And at that point, they almost don't even. They don't even like check your viewership at that point. They're like, "Holy shit, Twitch.tv/startups. Okay, yeah, fuck yeah."
Yeah, this is a big deal. I think this is really good. The only minor concern I have is if it pigeonholes us a little bit into talking about startups, but I don't think so. I think it's okay.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone on both our streams, if you guys can, go follow the account. Just I'll type it in my chat, but
yeah, I'll
go
do
there. Go there and just click follow, and that way when we go live, you guys will all get notification that we're live on it.
People are just spamming these gnomes. What are these? Oh.
Oh, they live in microwaves, so you wouldn't know about them.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Fuck.
What?
I forgot to turn off the notifications, so like I'm getting a fucking million notifications having on my phone right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're getting like 1 billion follows.
Okay, I turned it off. Oh my god.
So the first thing that you should do is register this stream for StrimsGG too, so that it pops up. How do I feel about him not capitalizing it? It doesn't matter. This is an incredible name.
And you can change it also afterwards.
Yeah.
You can always change the...
This name is, like, absolutely insane. For so many reasons, actually. I mean, like, the implication of, like, if you're... Imagine, like, you're a guest, and it's like, hey, we're from Twitch TV. We're from Twitch TV/startups. Like, we're doing this thing where we talk about business and just kind of, like, shoot the shit. Like, do you want to be on it? Like, people will be like, yeah. Like, of course. And the best thing about this, too, is that we were able to do this without Dan and I having to sacrifice either of our channels or any kind of brand, which is really good, too. Okay, so where's my Google Doc? We'll rebrand to Twitch TV/startups. I can't type today. And then for the initial audience, how do you want to play it? Is there any way we could get, we could ask Steven to like shout it out on his Discord or something initially? Because I'm like, if we could get like 300 or 400 people in there for the first show, that'd be really good. And it would help a lot in getting new guests.
He'd definitely do that if you asked him.
Yeah.
He's pretty passive about these things, but if you just like ask him or tell him, hey, we're going to do this thing, would you mind saying something about this thing? He's really supportive of his friends.
I wonder if I can ask CL. No, CLG won't actually bring in any viewers though. Fucking wreck, dude. I was like, I could ask CLG to tweet it out. I'm like, wait, but no one will come.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting to me. You'll see celebrities that have millions of followers, and they'll tweet out about something they really liked. They'll be like, my friend did this really cool thing, go check it out. And the conversion rate on that is so abysmal.
Yeah, it has to do with how engagement on Twitter works, right? Like your window for a tweet is like 6 to 8 minutes for maximum visibility versus like Instagram is like 120 minutes and Facebook is actually going down. It used to be 90 minutes, but now it's like 84 to 85 minutes. So like,
I didn't know Facebook's was that small. I thought it was, I would have figured it would have been a little bit longer than Instagram's.
It used to be, but it has to do with how Instagram serves the algorithm to you, and how discovery works through hashtags, right? So you could actually, so Instagram's discovery, those are average numbers, right? So a post might stay way longer, but that's average how long it'll stay in someone's feed. And the way that Twitter works is it's just kind of like it's like barfing up data. So it's just like feed after feed after feed. And most people will miss a tweet. But on your Instagram feed, especially if you're keyed into that algorithm and that's the kind of content you like, Instagram uses a lot of machine learning to try to like figure that stuff out.
Yeah, there a lot of people are really mad about the new algorithm, and like, because people hate hearing that their applications are telling them what they should and should look at. But I mean, it really does do a good job at catering things towards what you enjoy. I can understand the value in wanting to have a view that is just time served, like based on order of appearance, but I also really enjoy the algorithmic presentation.
Yeah, my dude, my Instagram is like killing it with the new algorithm. I've never done better on this platform. It's actually insane.
Yeah, and as long as you engage with it within that first, I believe that the time window for it to go from 10% to like all the rest of your audience within the first hour, as long as you're engaging with your audience that's engaging back with your post, then it's astronomical how much it improves that. But a lot of people hate that you have to do that. They just want to be able to throw up the post and leave it alone. They don't want to ever have to comment or like or engage with their audiences. And those are the people that are going to be complaining.
You have to do a lot of work for sure, but it's like super worth it. I'm actually something kind of crazy. Is Dan gone? What happened to him?
No, I'm here. I'm just listening.
What yesterday, I'm kind of like proud of this. So there's this urban spice shop that I really love, and it's called the Urban Spice Shop. So it's like an independent business, and this lady just makes her own spices in the back. And I was like, hey, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture for Instagram? And she's like, oh yeah, do you do Instagram? And I'm like, well, not really. Like, and I showed her my account. She's like, oh wow, this is really cool. Can you like you're gonna post this on here? And I'm like, yeah, I'll put a picture up there. Like, you know, just like a picture of me looking at like spices. And she was like, wow, like why don't you take a little extra spice? And she gave me like an extra cylinder of spice for free. And I was like, I'm an influencer now.
Oh, you are.
It was the first time I ever got like a paid product on my own. It's like $4, right? But it was so cool.
I mean, it's a big step.
I mean, I say that, and I'm literally running a $5,000 iBuyPower computer, but that's because I ran CLG. It wasn't because this team...
no, it's a different category of
exactly.
Sector.
But so you know that it's like that first feel of like, I don't know. It just feels like my Instagram produced a result. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? I missed it.
So I was going to this like spice shop, and because I'm like a huge fan of like I've talked to you about this, right, Dan? Like custom teas and like custom spices.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
It's like a big hobby of mine. So like I went to this shop, which I shop at pretty often. And I was like, I'm trying to think of ideas to do Instagram because I'm trying to update it every day. And I was like, okay, we'll take a picture of me like looking at spices, a pretty epic shot. And she was like, oh, you do like Instagram stuff? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, like, are you like, is that like what you do? And I'm like, well, I just like kind of like mess around with it. And like, here's my account. She's like, oh, wow. Why don't you take an extra spice because you've like put this on Instagram? And I felt like she gave me like a $4 cylinder of like mango chipotle or something, which goes on like I think like it goes really well in chicken. And I was like, oh my God, I'm an influencer now because somebody gave me a free product off of Instagram.
Very nice.
So now what I need to do is I need to mail like every resort and hotel and be like, I'm an influencer and I want you to give me a free 7-day vacation. That's what I'll do for Japan.
I heard that like a lot of hotels and places are getting really tired of that stuff though.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even do it anymore.
Yeah, they are. Well, it's not because legitimate influencers are doing it. It's because a bunch of wannabes with like 500 followers are doing it. That's why it sucks, is because they're getting an influx of people that don't actually provide ROI. And that's what pisses them off. If it's like a legit like 300 or 500K follower dude, you know, if like Logan Paul wants to come to my Tahoe hotel, like you better believe that I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Obviously.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're a celebrity now because everybody's got an Instagram.
That's the same thing. Oh, dude, that made me think about, there's this game, Realm Royale. It's like a BR, and we were playing it. I like this to me exemplified that concept more than anything else. It's like every single guy on that, their name is like twitch.tv/whatever. That's what their actual name is, their gamer name on it. They're advertising their Twitch channel.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Through their like, and so like you're going around the BR and you're just getting like, you're shooting and you're killing and you're getting killed by like just like 40 people with different Twitch TV names. And you go to every single one of them and they're all like 4-follower.
Their mom.
Yeah. It's like them and a bot and they're just like streaming and they're like, I'm an influencer. Yeah.
Oh,
drives me crazy.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about this, and the fact that we can, I guess, keep our channels as well is pretty big. But
it is,
you know, and also like you can still stream, you know, Slither without it being weird on that channel. But I do want to have. I think we should be going live on that channel more than once a week. We got to come up with, even if we only have one guest a week, like we got to find out other shit that we can do.
Well, you and I can just talk, and that's valuable too, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then my other question would be, since we're on the, would you want to just do it so that only you and I are live on that stream and not anywhere else during that time?
Yes, I would. That'll help the growth on it.
Okay, so yeah, like I don't.
And we host it. We host it.
Yeah, you should be in a team
yeah.
or community or something like that, and have the host set up.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to get Devin to leave CLG. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I actually can't do it for a business reason.
The communities are a little bit different from. You can moderate a community, right? So you can.
Yeah, we can talk about the show.
Because communities are something like that you can. That are a little less limited than. If you're stuck into that other team, you can make your own community that's just like you three, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think so. I think it's, I agree. And, you know, something someone said is we could talk about like what we're going to do, and we can do like live research for our guests coming up on the next few days as well on stream. Like shit like that could be easy.
Yeah, that stuff's no problem. I also think before the first show, you and I should both stream, and then we both get off and host, and then go to that show. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We could do.
That means you'll have to have all of your prep work beforehand. Doesn't it normally take a few minutes to like get the guest on and comfortable, have everything set up, and then start and go?
Yeah, but if you're hosting it, like people, like what we do is we get off, we host, maybe we take like 30 minutes to do that, and then everybody kind of like hypes up the chat.
Yeah.
Should be good.
And we can do duos in Fortnite, dude.
I'm so bad at that game, bro.
I've never played it before. So.
You won't even believe it. It's really bad.
Well, good. I feel like we got shit accomplished, and we got a fucking dope brand. The main thing like I love about this thing is just the ability to get people on. I think just giving that link is fucking massive. Would you agree with that?
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree. 100%.
Hey, but for the first thing though, now that we have that, the first thing I'm realizing, we have to have artwork before we go live. That page needs to look good for everything.
You think so?
Yes, because it removes the aspect of it being a big deal if you come there and it looks like my fucking Twitch page. It can't look like that. It has to look like when you go to like, I don't use the example, but like it has to look like when you go to like Games Done Quick. It needs to be that level of good. Games Done Quick. That's my thought.
Oh, yours is just a fact. Okay, I've never looked at this. Donate, subscribe, Instagram. Yeah, okay. Okay, but again, I want to do this within the next 7 days that Steven's gone. I think that's really important.
Let's move quick then. So who do we got that can do artwork fast? Wait, Erin. I heard that you had a rush fee.
You?
I'll do what's like, do you want to just do half and half, like for whatever?
Yeah. Well, that's how I envision doing everything, just split it down the middle.
Yeah.
Until one of us gets hit by a car and then one of our wives takes over for the other person, and you renegotiate percentages at that point.
Are you making a Total Biscuit reference? I don't know what's going on.
No. I'm saying like if I get hit by a truck, then my wife will take my spot, on the podcast, and then you can renegotiate with her based on how she does.
All right, let's just assume that's not going to happen and go forward with the 50-50 thing then.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so Erin.
Yeah.
What we need, Eris.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I know you prefer that. I want to be on the.
Does she
the
prefer
informal
Eris? Or
It's
Erin?
usually what I tell people.
Okay.
Got it.
Let's take a look at Games. How does Games Done Quick look? Their page.
Those guys are going to be like amazing, right?
Eh.
I mean, look at Ninja or something.
Okay, Erin. Here's what we need. Priority. I need the avatar for the channel, and I also need that splash image when they're not live, and then I need the podcast overlay for 3 people. I think usually we're going to be 3 people. 99% of the time, we can work on a 4th camera later on. And then we also need a. Actually, yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, so those are the things we need. As far as the stuff below, we can. That shit doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, you can go along with that. For generally, your avatar is going to be your logo. So do you have like a brand image?
Nope.
Logo is going to take a long time. We probably shouldn't figure that out. Just put both him and I. Put like him and I on like good.
Oh, you could
pictures of us.
do an anime thingy of me and Devin doing something.
That's
Sitting behind a desk on our Herman Miller chairs.
That's amazing.
Oh wait, what about like the Google? You know how the Google guys, at least I think this is the case. The Google founders, they pushed their 2 desks together and they sat like that. So if you imagine, like, you know, if I was looking through at my screen, I would look Devin in the eyes, type of thing. Imagine the side view of seeing that. So you're looking at the side picture, and you have Devin on the left-hand side of your screen, looking towards the right at a computer. Right, and then behind that, there's another screen facing the other direction, and then me there looking at that screen. Does that make sense? Hold on, I'm gonna MS Paint it. Hold on.
I think something like
Hold on, you're gonna like this, Erin. I'm an expert artist as well. Hold on. So this will be Devin.
Make sure your camera's not over it.
Oh. Okay.
And this is what you're thinking for offline screen?
Yes. So this is the chair. I'm not claiming to be a good artist here, by the way. So this is, well, that's too high for a table. Hold on.
How are you going to be referring to yourself?
Can we actually just use what he's drawing right now? Is it?
Yeah. So you're doing startups with Dan and Devin, is what you're saying?
Yeah, or Devin and Dan. We have to figure that out. What's wrong with my back is that I was sitting in a shitty chair for too long. So unfortunately, my back disconnected and my arms have gone down to my spine.
Fuck, I don't know how to do a second screen, so this is not going to be to scale because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay.
He's making a
well, I
cube.
mean, you're making them face.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do this. This screen right here, this one should be facing this way, right? Like this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
All right, so I'm going to draw me now. Wait, hold on.
Just copy and paste it the other way.
Are we sure that's not a hog on the table?
He actually
Got 4 legs.
Okay, so this screen, basically the idea being that me and Devin are here both working on our screens. This is shit because it looks like these screens are facing you, but the screen should be facing Devin and me, like we're both working like this. Make sense?
Wow, and when you get fancy like microphone and monitor sponsors, you can replace them with your fancy brands.
That's me on the right with my massive hog. Sorry. Go ahead. But anyways, this is what I have imagined for, this is what I have imagined kind of. This is my initial thought. If you think it's shit, Devin.
What are the lasers coming out of your eyes?
No, this is just to show that you're looking at a screen. I don't want, you shouldn't, okay, these screens right here, it's because I don't know how to do perspective. Okay, let me try to do a better job. Fuck me.
I'm just giving you shit.
Dan, it's fine, dude. I think you're good.
God damn it! I can't do this. Okay, there's fucking two.
But turn what? How many monitors do you have? Turn one of them sideways.
Dog, you don't have to be fucking Picasso. Like, we get it. This is a great idea. Let's go with it.
He's invested.
Okay.
Fuck this! All right, I'm done.
We're good. All right.
Are you going to it's nice for the offline screen, especially when you're doing like regularly scheduled things. Are you going to pick a day and time and commit to that and have that be something we can put on the offline screen so that every time somebody goes to that page, they know exactly
we really should do that.
Exactly where to be.
But the problem is when you're trying to get guests
for now, but that's something that
it's really hard. I don't know. We almost have to do that.
Oh, hold on. I want to. This is okay.
You could just like pick a day or something for now and like be more flexible on the.
I'm kind of. This is not. I'm trying to find a better example, but what I'm showing here is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm sure I can find something better.
Yeah. But it's like more personal and like we're kind of talking to each other as we like look at the screens and stuff.
Yeah, exactly though. I mean I kind of dig that. It's a side profile shot of the two of us working like that.
Yep, I agree.
Working, so looking at your monitors, not into each other's eyes, lovingly.
Well, yeah, because we're smart guys and we're talking. I mean, it doesn't have to be like we're this. Like Devin could be like leaning back, laughing.
Exactly.
And I could, like, doing something. I'm just saying this should be the side profile shot of what it is like this.
So okay, what I'm thinking is that Dan's feet should be up on the desk and he's like leaning back, and then Devin's like super leaning intently inward, seriously, while Dan's just calling people up, trying to outsource.
Yes, no, that's perfect because I'm like the relaxed one and Devin is very serious. Like, yeah, exactly.
This is good. Can you? Are you going to draw us as anime people? Is that what you want?
Well,
I mean, it would be up to
anime
you
style.
guys what you want to.
Well, I don't want anime style. I want kind of lifelike but illustrated. Does that make sense? Like, you should be able to make out. This should look like Devin, and this should look like me. I don't want to look like fucking Fujita-san or whatever the fuck this shit is.
What? Vegito-san?
I was thinking of dressing you up like Madoka Magica.
Let's go. I'm down. Give him a Sailor Moon costume.
Kind of like this image right here, but Devin is all seriously worried, and I mean, this is showing chair posture, but you get what I'm saying. We're good. I've made myself clear. Everyone knows what's going on.
Everyone knows what's going on. All right. Okay.
All right, so you could do the more traditional alphabetical order, Dan, Devin. You could choose something of seniority to decide who goes first, or you could choose which one sounds better, just rolling off the tongue. Devin and Dan, Dan and Devin.
I think Devin and Dan sounds better, but we can pull it. It's the same. Okay, I think Devin and Dan sounds better, just in the same way I think Saltman and Nash would sound better, right? So it's not about
yeah, it rolls off the tongue.
I don't think we should pull it because we're just gonna get.
Well, I mean, the other thing also is like Ben and Jerry's. So you had the two syllables at the end there. It wasn't Jerry's, Jerry and Ben's. Fuck.
Oh yeah, Jerry and Ben's would have been way worse. Holy moly! I never thought about that.
But that's two syllables.
How much of that is association, though?
Devin, Dan.
Devin and Dan. The and kind of makes it just because of the syllables. I don't know. You gotta figure out what's important to you about it. Double D's.
I'm putting the same one in both chats.
So your logo is gonna be, get this. Okay, imagine this in your mind. Close your eyes. Two D's next to each other, but they're turned 90 degrees to the right, so they're facing down because you're double D's. I'm just kidding.
I'm bored. Yeah, vote. I can't watch because I'm worming right now, unfortunately.
I honestly don't give it. I just want to go with whatever sounds best, so I don't care either way.
Okay.
I mean, Saltman and Nash does sound good too. but I don't know.
It's not as good for our branding, though, I think.
If you were on a more, I don't want to say serious, but like a business, men platform, that would be great. But since you're on Twitch, there's a little bit more of a relaxed bro atmosphere, and so you connect more with your viewers using your first names.
I think Eris is right. If we go with the last names, like that's like more of a serious meme,
like a law firm.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I cannot believe I died to that stupid worm. That was ridiculous. How's our
Well, it looks like it's Devin and Dan.
All right. Oh, get wrecked. Not you. Sorry, I just beat this worm. Oh, dude.
He's beating the worms.
I'm beating the worm. I'm gonna keep doing it even if you ban me. I didn't say the stupidest. Do you play this game, Dan? It's so fun. Oh my god.
I did a long time ago.
You won't even need another game. All you need to do is just be the worm.
I like the also, if you Google like yeah, my name is too unique. You'd be okay, but you could Google Saltman. I don't want my shit coming up there right away. So Devin and Dan is just the right amount of anonymity.
Wait, you want to be anonymous? Why?
Well, I don't know.
Are you actually afraid of this meme that you were talking about earlier, where like you think that people like once you get really big?
It's not like that. But what about if tomorrow I come out with Google too, right? And I'm a fucking god, and then I want to run for president, and people are like, wait a second, this guy doesn't think Palestinians exist. At least it'll be harder for them to find.
Dan.
Yeah.
Have you seen the news lately? Do you know who won the last election? I'm just curious.
I'm just trying to avoid that. I want to be the golden ball. I want to be the next Kennedy.
Well, I'm just saying that
it can only help you. is what? Yeah, it can only make you stronger. Oh my god, this worm is huge. This is a shit show.
Oh wait, do you color?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to pick a primary color, your main color.
Google too.
You're the artist. I've given you the initial vision, and now you need to run.
But you haven't given me a whole vision. You've given me one idea of one.
We haven't really given a shit.
I don't have I don't know. Aside from what you've given me, I can start piecing together a brand image for you.
Well, green is the color of money.
But okay, there's a lot of different greens. There's like puke green. There's like, like pale green. There's like.
I think we should go pastel.
Green.
How about pastel?
All right, let's pull up some pastel greens. And then imagine.
Erin, I can't do this. I'm not an artist.
Well,
I'm like the Supreme Court justice, okay?
Okay, how about this?
Except when I see it.
Is there something that you've worked on in the past, or another person that has a brand image or something like that that's of the style or you would like to emulate, whether it's like minimalist or like edgy or futuristic or modern, or just something to work with?
Let's see.
Oh, I think if I had taken the risk on that worm, I would have got him. No, that was ridiculous. Like, how do you even survive that? There's these two huge worms here.
I'm taking a look-see.
I'll look and see if you're looking up Gal Gadot.
I'm not. Don't worry.
I'm not going to blame him if he is. I understand.
How about like this? Calvin and Hobbes style.
Oh, where it's like really like what is it called? Ink. But like
it can be a white background. In fact, I think that would be best.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of white backgrounds personally. So
you're saying white is right?
I'm saying white and black are really nice bases. They are really hard to fuck up. That if you decide that you want to change your brand image for this sector of content, you can always change your other colors and it will never clash with white or black.
What if we get big enough to have Gal Gadot on the podcast?
Oh my God. Mission. That's my new goal, I think.
All right.
And then to convince her to leave her husband.
Yeah.
And have her husband marry my wife. So everyone's happy. I can't do it unless my wife is happy also.
There's no way your wife watches your Twitch stream, I can tell.
Yeah. No. All right, Erin, how much shekels?
Fast.
Fast. Give us a real number.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted an offline screen. You wanted an overlay that has room for 3 people, and you wanted an avatar. And this, because you've decided that you don't have a logo or a set brand image yet, this is intended to be clean and professional looking, but impermanent.
I don't know if clean and professional is what we're going for. I would think it's like a 50-50. So I could imagine the avatar being, Devin's face and my face very easily.
Yep.
Okay.
You can do like a chibi. No, wait, that's really stupid. Sorry, I'm playing Worms. Don't listen to me at all. That was the dumbest idea I've ever had.
That's vetoed. Whatever this is, definitely not. Definitely not. I will fucking end this podcast immediately.
Yeah, it's over before it began. We're getting Mr. Mutant, boys.
Erin, I believe in you. Eris, I believe in you.
Well, is this something that I need to be planning on making a lot of changes to in the future, because you're going to be like hiring a logo designer and we'll need to incorporate that later, right?
I mean, everything should be in PSD files that we can easily modify, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, like, it's going to be a lot of white space. So if we get a logo, we can just put that in the white space somewhere.
Yeah.
For now,
but spacing and negative space and stuff like that is important for graphic design. So, I'm just wondering about how I'm organizing the information that I'm displaying is what I'm trying to keep in mind here. So on the overlay, what kind of information are you wanting? I know you want 3 cutouts for 3 different people. You'll want your name, room for your names, and like your Twitters or something underneath that. And then something that says startups with Devin and Dan until you get your more formal logo.
Yeah, and you can just do that in some like cursive or artsy style of font is fine.
Yep. Doesn't have to be a big deal.
Leave the space. You can I was gonna say you could permanently do. Yeah, you can permanently write in my info and Devin's info, but you have to leave a blank space under the 3rd one because obviously each guest is gonna have a different handle and name.
Well, I won't be. I mean, none of this is permanently baked in because, like Devin said, if it's a PSD file, so you can like change all this information. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to put, like I said, on for the negative space and stuff, which allows me to figure out how I'm going to be spacing this and the scope of the project. 'Cause I imagine you'll want to have an area for like your topics or questions or something that you can like roll through during it, or do you just want like a title space and you'll deal with that on the overlay on yourself, and whether or not you touch that is your business.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Did I make sense at all, Devin? Did you understand?
Nope.
So sometimes, like the show that Steven went on with I'm a Cutie Pie, I don't know whose
Beyond the
show
Rift.
that was.
Yeah.
At the bottom,
That's their
whenever they
show,
would change topics, they would update.
Oh, they'd have like a small
an area
update
on
section.
the overlay. Yeah,
We're not going to be that organized, probably. We're gonna have like a
Okay.
general list of questions that we're gonna prepare. Like, we don't want to do gotchas with our guests, so I'll send them a list of questions that I read up before and that Dan and I kind of agree on. But we're just gonna kind of go off the cuff and like not, we're not gonna try to like prep like every aspect of it. Beyond the Rift is pretty structured actually.
Yeah, that's what I, yeah. So not that structured, so we don't need to worry about that.
I don't think so. I mean, probably
And
Cam would
then,
probably agree.
and I'll need you to figure out what video method you're going to use so that I know the resolution of the windows that you're going to be putting.
It's
of the
720p, right?
You know, well, because I mean, even if you have your windows at, I'm talking about your individual cameras on like Skype or Discord or
Oh, I
wherever
don't
you're
know
going to
the.
use. Because even if it does show your whole camera in the you know, whatever ratio that it uses in those programs, if it's like too wide or something, you can use the overlay to chop off the sides, for example, to make it look more square and cleaner or whatever.
Yeah, just give us. I need landscape on mine. Devin probably, yeah. So 3 landscape ones I think would be good. Even though Devin has a green screen, just have white behind him and it'll be fine.
Do you have input on that, Devin?
I don't really know until I see it. It's a little bit difficult.
And you can also make the guest more prominent or like larger or something like that. I don't know if that's something that you
It's also worth noting that we might not
controlling.
always have the guest on video for whatever reason. Sometimes they don't want to come on that way. Like, and keep in mind, like, we're also doing a podcast format. So, yeah, it might not necessarily be the case.
Okay. Is that another overlay that you're going to be wanting for this next week? Because I used to give me the 7-day time frame.
Well, no, I think that Ryan will want to do video, pretty sure. Not positive.
Yeah, I think we just kind of have to see it and go from there, but yeah.
Okay.
So how many shekels, Erin? Eris?
I'm looking at my sheet now. And you said just the one overlay with the 3 people, right?
Yep.
These tiny worms are the ones that get you, man. That's the ones you gotta be afraid of. See, look at them. They're going for it. Oh my god. The way you beat this game is 2 ways, right? You can either encapsulate someone or you can like head them off. I like encapsulating, but it doesn't always work if the guy's smart. And right now there's like a lot of smart players on. This game is like top tier PvP. This dude's in huge trouble. Oh, I should have see, that's a guy I should have wrapped around.
And are we okay with firmly sitting on the Calvin Hives more like single color style with the like ink and stuff like that? Because there's a big difference between that and like a more rendered style. Like, I don't know if you saw the thing I did of Steven, for example. That's like a 40-hour piece versus something else would be more like 20 hours or something.
The like a more like I guess we're looking for feel, so like a more friendly feel, like type of thing, which it sounds like this Calvin and Hobbes things would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That reaches out to me better.
Okay. So if we stay with that more simplistic style, then for an overlay where it's like when I'm done with it and I hand it to you, it's all yours, and I'll give you the PSDs and everything, and then you can pay me to make changes later if you don't want to do anything yourself or need more art or something.
Mm-hmm.
That would for the overlay and the offline screen, those would be $150 each, avatar $50 each, and then an additional $50 fee for making me design it because you don't have a brand image package to provide me with.
So what's the total?
400.
Sounds good to me, if it's okay with you, Devin.
That's a little high, but yeah, it's all right, I guess.
It's the fucking Destiny tax, motherfucker.
It's quite high for this kind of work.
You see, I'm the relaxed one.
And for
Aaron.
giving you all of the rights to it and all of the files, that's
Yep.
absolutely not true, because you could, I mean, you can find people that will do it for you, but they're undervaluing you themselves because they could be doing industry work for non-gamers for way more. Yeah, I mean, if you have your go-to guys, because it sounds like you do, then you can use them, and I can just work on Harkdan's emotes.
I already said I'm good. I said it's fine.
All right. I mean, hey, it's good for me.
I like, yeah, that's kind of why. It's like pricing's really weird to do on stream for sure. It's kind of cool because people get to see a picture of it, but it's definitely weird. Makes me feel really weird to do this.
I have my standard rates, and everybody has their reasons for their standard rates, and so it's, I mean, everybody has the reasons for their budget and what they're used to and what they're willing to do as well, and so it makes sense when there's friction there, but that's completely normal. That's what part of the market system. It's just,
if there wasn't friction in a
happens.
price negotiation, I think I'd be worried for one of the sides anyway, right? Either me or you.
Eris, Devin's such a cocksucker. Fuck, can you... Oh, wait, he's still on the call. Sorry. I would thought your pricing was very acceptable, Eris. Wait! You're supposed to say something, Devin. You're supposed to say, what the fuck? You can't leave me hanging.
Listen, I'm
like
a
that.
really big worm right now, okay? And there's a lot going on that I need to focus on, okay? I am number 8. I'm the number 5 worm, okay? And at
you just
any
gotta
moment,
watch out for the little worms.
at
They're gonna
any
try to-
moment, my reign could be over. So this is extremely important. I'm sure your insults are really good and super funny, but this worm, I am the United States foreign policy right now. This guy's going for it. Look at this guy. This is ambitious as fuck. Okay. What's the meme in chat? I'm squeezing my worm right now. Gonna keep doing it even if you ask me a question. Oh, that could have been the end. But it was the end for him. I think if we go for that, then it's way too risky. I know it did. I'm well aware. She's okay with the meme, I think.
Yeah, I don't have any issue with it.
Yeah.
Eris, you're a good girl.
I'm
apologize
fine.
I apologize for Devin. He doesn't know when to stop negotiating.
Wait, what? We're lowering the price still. No! I got ganged up on by a bunch of tiny worms. That was so dumb. Oh, all right.
You were saying the little ones are what you gotta watch out for.
There was like 20 of them. That was so freaking busted, dude. What are you supposed to do? There is no way out of that. There is no way out of that, my guys. There's no way. Okay, what are we doing business? What's the total? 400?
That would be, I guess you said you were splitting it up. So
yeah, but that's so I'm paying too. What's the deliverables or what? One offline image.
Yeah, with a full illustration on it of the two of you in the friendly Calvin and Hobbes-esque type style.
Yep.
And then an overlay for 3 people with the Devin and Dan. Start with Devin and Dan with your names, and you'll need to tell me what of your personal information you guys want. Your Twitches or your Twitters or whatever, and then leave a space for the other dudes. And you said no topic space or whatever or anything like that, and that you don't we're gonna have to talk more about the color thing though, because having a big white screen is really hard on people's eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can't just have a big white.
You can do like a matty gray kind of.
Yeah, I'll thumbnail it out and throw some ideas your way to see what kind of directions you're looking for. But and then we've got an avatar for your little square Twitch thing.
Oh, you're doing the square for Twitch?
I mean, you asked for an avatar. If we don't need that, I can take that off.
No, I just want to be clear on the deliverables. Sorry, I was worming. So, the 3-person overlay for a live stream, offline image is a full illustration, and the avatar for Twitch is also.
Yeah. So the first line of deliverables will be a whole lot of thumbnails because of the vague approach that we have here, and that you don't have a lot of brand image or package or anything like that put together. So I'm going to have to be doing a lot of thumbnails and back and forth with you guys to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay. Thinking some thoughts. You know where I'd like to start? Let me ask you this. You know the image I talked about with the two of us, the illustrated image of the two of us looking at each other? Can we start with that and go from there?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with that. So how much did you want for that? For the illustration for that whole thing?
For the whole thing, if I did like the text and spacing and stuff like that, and the illustration as well, that would be
I'm just talking the offline image. All right. Let's do that. Let's start from there, because the whole thing is I'm thinking right now, I don't know, like, are we going to have 3 cameras? Is there sometimes going to be 4? And I don't want to have to redo work twice. So you could start on that one for sure. I know we can agree to that right now. So that's fine.
Okay.
Is that cool? Devin, you okay with that? Because I know that image is going to be amazing.
Yeah, what's the price on
there's
it?
Also, there's $150 for that, because it's a full illustration. There's also the possibility for the avatar, if we do that offline page and the illustration is really good, there's possibly a way to crop that out so that you don't have to pay for a completely new drawing or image or something for your avatar, and that would be simple enough to do. So that wouldn't be a whole additional $50 if you wanted to do something like that instead, because it's derivative work instead of completely new work.
All right, well, I think that's good with me if it's good with you, Devin.
So we're talking about just doing the full illustration offline image at first for $150?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, cool.
I think Eris will do a really good job on that.
If you have if you know somebody that like overlays is their thing, like they can crank that stuff out. That's one of the aspects of the things that I do. But a graphic designer that logos and overlays is their specialty would be able to, I mean, a lot of them do it for fun on the side of their actual graphic designer job, right?
Yeah. Here, I muted for a sec.
Oh,
no,
another thing.
Hang on.
Are you planning on integrating you guys need to figure out your the pop-ups and stuff for like when people like donate and follow and stuff like that?
For podcasts, you want to keep that stuff to a minimum. Actually, I think we shouldn't have any on-screen notifications actually. For now. Even for donations and stuff like that, I think all that should be, since there's so many reasons not to do that. Like the show's going to be syndicated to other platforms, right? So like imagine like doing a podcast, you're on iTunes, you hear the like ding, and it's like thanks for the donation. Like you want to avoid that.
Oh well, yeah, definitely. Yeah. You wouldn't want the sounds for sure.
I usually, so like for discussions like these, like I turn off all my notifications and stuff on my stream because I also know this is going to be on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, pop-ups and notifications and stuff that would take you out of the show would be really
distracting.
Yes. Hang on one sec. If you actually know how to do that, Beal, I can bring you on the call. Yeah, so okay, this pricing thing, it's not as awkward as it seems. It's more just like that I'm distracted talking to Dan in another window. So if it seems like it's like really awkward and we're not chatting, that's like not what's going on. The price that she asked for the full illustration is super reasonable. $150 for an offline image. She's going to do a lot of work on that. It's going to take her hours to do. It's a completely unique product, right? $150 for that is whatever. Once you get into like graphics design and overlays and stuff, the price starts to vary very, very much, right? And it depends on a lot of factors. Overlays and avatars for Twitch and stuff like that are super easy to do. You basically,
after that you can work on the emotes, Erin.
You basically just like copy and paste the same thing. And so for that reason, like if you're doing the overlays for like a Twitch chat or things like that, it's like not going to be that much, right? Like anything.
I'll keep you busy with emotes for days.
So like anything like under here, this kind of stuff is like pretty easy to do. The avatar, like not a big deal and things like that. The main reason why she should charge more is because we're not giving her anything to go off of, right? We're not really giving her like, yeah, we want this for our concept. We don't really know what we want. So in that sense, I think Dan and I basically just agreed to do the offline image first, and then we'll figure it out. The other thing too is that like she'd have to work on this a lot. So I think she's being pretty reasonable with the 150 for like an illustration. That's like really cool of her to do. And her other prices aren't unreasonable. But asking the same amount for a full illustration as for like banners and overlays is a little weird. Beal, what do you know about this?
Oh, I'm doing research.
I'm talking to a guy right now who might be able to help us with the RSS stuff and all those memes. So I mean, we might bring him on in a sec. I don't know how good he is. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. Well, I insist on having Erin for our offline image. I can't be budged. That's a art of the deal thing. I'm sorry. I want this image. It came into my mind and I loved it immediately. With a touch of me being super laid back and you being very studious and smart. I love that. I will live that. I'm so excited about this image. Erin, please.
I don't disagree. I think I've seen Eris's full. I was trying to get like the way she wants her. I always call her Erin. I've seen her full images, and they're really good. So I like 100% on that. I have a podcast. I know we use a single host to send our RSS. Let me talk to my tech guy and see if I can yeah, dude, this would be so cool. This is my Discord, and you can find me there. That would be really awesome if you could talk to me about this. We're looking to move this out in the next like 7 days for our first episode. So if I could link up with that dude, that would be freaking unbelievable. I could also do a tweet, and I'm sure I could probably get a bunch of people that might be able to help with the syndication memes. I know there's a program called like Libsyn. Couple things like that we may be able to do. I know this is not like functionally difficult. I just know this is like stuff we just got to figure out.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. Which should be good though, right? Because the whole thing, don't forget, you're approaching people and saying, hey, I'm from twitch.tv/startups. We're a podcast that covers business and startups and tech in general. Would you be interested in coming on? I want it when they go there that it seems like a legitimate podcast. I don't want it when they go there to be like, this is some guy's weird fucking Twitch stream or something.
A lot of it depends on the guests that you have. So if we get 3 or 4 guests who are of some prominence, then other people will be like, oh, I really want to go on this and stuff. So that's like my goal for the first part of it. Yeah, the other thing, so I muted again. The other thing is, you guys wouldn't believe how many people there are available to do this kind of work now. So like 2 or 3 years ago, you could like easily charge like $1,000 for a whole package for a channel. These days, there's so many people that want to work on this stuff. There's so many people that want to do emotes that like, I would say $20 to $30 is pretty standard for a really good emote. All these emotes in my chat, these guys, every one of those cost, I think it was like $20 to $25. And then I paid the artist over that because I thought that she did a really good job and that I should have like paid more. It seems like the other thing too is like you don't want to go like too hard on these memes in business because I think that for an independent person, like what Eris is trying to do is she's trying to support herself by doing something that's a unique skill, right? And she's trying to like provide value in that way. She's opting to do that rather than go work at a job or something, and that should be really respected. I think if possible, we should always try to overpay these people, right? Which is why I think that the original quote was over market value, but I agreed to it anyway because I think that we should always try to pay people who are trying to make it on their own and providing value in that way. Does that make sense?
Well, today was a very productive stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some good stuff. That's really good. Yeah, I'm feeling super good about this, but better than we were ever. I had like just like a lot of, yeah, it doesn't even matter. But like the 2 questions I really have are just logistics, like how we do syndication, which apparently we might have an answer for soon, and then how do we actually host the calls. Right.
Yeah. How do we answer the calls?
How do you actually have the guests on? What's the backbone that we use to have them on, right?
Well, either Skype or Discord. Oh, we're waiting for that guy Chanman. Let me see if he responded.
I'm talking to my streams too, so I'm muting sometimes because I figure you don't want the overlap. Do you do a monitor capture, Beal, or do you do a window capture for that call, if that makes sense? Because we're going to actually have an overlay where we put people in like a box, I think. She had too reasonable price for the illustration, less reasonable for the other stuff. That derivative, do you pay more on other things to make up for the illustration? I think so. Yeah, I think you do. If you can, I think you should support independent business people however possible. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't believe that, right? Because I'm a streamer. And so anyone with Twitch Prime that has one available right now would make a big difference to me if they hit that button. Coggers, right? Okay, so like those small things mean a lot to those independent people, and I think that goes a long way. I would always err on overpaying independent. So like the time I'll try to get deals is if I'm dealing with like a firm where I know that the individual employees won't see an extra dime, and we're just dealing with like some big company's revenue bottom line or something. Fatal Wound, let's go, my dude, with the Twitch Prime. That's the first one today. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, dude. Let's get some hype in chat for Fatal Wound. Thank you very much. I monitor capture and toss it under overlay, and I can talk about that if you want. Yes, I really want to know that. Do you want to come on the call real quick? And we can add you? Yeah, hang on. Hey, Dan, you here?
Yep.
I want to bring on this guy. I think he has like insight into how to do this logistically.
Do you have the ability to give him? You're gonna have to go in another room. This is.
I can't drag him in. I don't think.
Oh, you're right. I don't know if I can drag.
Do a new call. Do a new call. Like, let's just leave here and do a new call.
Well, you guys can just come to my server, my Discord.
All right, give me.
Yeah, just. Oh, I already. Hang on. Hey, let's wait for other people.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get the link real quick. Where's Dan? That one. And then... Okay. Yep.
Howdy.
Let's get Eris. I don't know where she is.
No, she said she wasn't coming
Why not?
because she wanted to get started on the work.
Oh, damn. Okay. Proactive. Okay. So this is Beal. I don't. So you have some insight into doing podcasts and stuff.
Yeah. So I have like a small podcast, and all this stuff is like pretty easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like a quick rundown of distributing it. One of our guys does it. He's not available right now, but I know we use this thing called Pinecast.
Called what?
Pinecast. I just
Pinecast?
posted it. Yeah, I just posted it.
Okay.
And it's like $5 a month, and it's pretty easy because they send out the RSS feed to like Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, and they just recently got Spotify on there, so we'll send it out to Spotify too. It gives you really bare bones kind of like views and all that. But the big good stuff from this is that it just sends it out to all that. And
Apple and iTunes and iTunes and Android, I mean?
Yep.
Okay.
And Google Play. And then I think that works in conjunction with, you can do it with WordPress. I can wait until I can get in contact with my like tech guy, and I can have him send you a message on like the details about all that. But that's kind of the stuff I know. And then as far as overlay goes, it's super easy. So what I do is I just have two monitors. One of my monitors, I have a Discord call. And then once everyone's in the Discord call with their cameras, I think if you click on your own camera, it makes all of them the same size. And then from there, I just do a couple different monitor captures. So there's 3 of us. So I do 3 monitor captures, and then I just crop it down to the cameras. And then in OBS, whenever you have the overlay, it's just like a PNG with transparency. So you just put that in obs, and then you put it underneath so that it's behind, and then you have each person behind. So it's pretty simple to do that. I don't know if anyone else does it differently, but I would guess most people do something of that sort.
Okay, that makes absolutely perfect sense to me. You described that unbelievably well. Do you have any suggestions for, are there places that we can post this so that we might be able to bolster like our initial audience?
So there's like a bunch of different podcast subreddits, but most of those are pretty dead.
Yeah.
I would probably just bank on what you guys were. I see a couple points down there, basically just looking into like Destiny's kind of community and your own communities, and just kind of reaching from there. What topics are you guys going to be talking about exactly? Like what genre, I guess, of podcast is this?
I mean, business, basically.
Yeah, our first
And
guest.
streaming.
Business, streaming, stuff like that. Our first guest is going to be Ryan Morrison, most likely. So it'll probably concern like a lot of the sort of like gaming meta and like kind of streaming meta, that kind of stuff, with some like business and value tossed in. And I think Dan and I are going to shoot the shit a lot too.
Yep.
So it's a pretty like casual type of thing.
Yeah. I would just try to post it to like relevant subreddits.
Okay.
And then as long as you guys kind of like tweet it out and see if you can kind of like retweet it whenever it's going live and when the VODs are up, I think that's like probably a good starting point.
Got it. Is there anything that you've done on your podcast that you think is like absolutely necessary that would be easy for beginners to miss?
I don't think so. I think the big thing is you kind of mentioned it before, but just making sure it's good for all platforms.
Okay.
Just like making sure it's not like if you're going to make it good for one platform, make sure you focus on that rather than try to kind of dip into everything. So definitely keeping like notifications off, keeping audio nice and clean. The big thing is to make sure you're checking audio levels when you're recording.
Yeah.
So, so say if you're recording the call and everything, things in your headphones might sound perfectly fine, but the recording itself could definitely be off. And everyone's voice could be completely different, especially if you're recording their voices over Discord and you're recording your voice locally.
Yep. That's pretty easy to check through OBS Studio because you can see like when the desktop audio hits like 10 dB or 15 dB. I'm always modifying that for my Discord callers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as like audio is nice and good, especially if people are going to be listening to it and like headphones and all that, audio is like pretty important there. So. But other than that, it's kind of just picking out small mistakes that you make kind of along the way because most of it's pretty straightforward after that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounds like so I'll look into this Pinecast thing. Dan, you should probably look into it too and see if we want to use this. I mean, $5 a month is like whatever.
Yeah, I know there's a couple different services out there too that do basically the same thing. So go check those ones out as well.
Mm-hmm.
But just make sure you check the platforms that they distribute out to. The only reason why we go with them is just because of the Spotify thing, because that's relatively new.
Yeah, that's cool. Does Spotify archive podcasts?
Yep. There's like a new
wow.
section. They're starting to really push podcasts on that platform.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's actually really valuable
So wait,
information.
when we do this, that means what? We can't be saying donations?
No, Dan, we can't do that stuff. You got to turn off all notifications because we're going to syndicate that to other platforms. We can either have a section for them or we can do it at the end. But it's really bad, not only just for syndication, but also for our guests as well, because they're sitting through us being like, wow, thanks for the super chat for $10 from XXX420 YOLO Swaggins. Like, yeah, I want to totally avoid that.
You can also do a section of where you like shout everyone out at the very end, because that's kind of a big incentive too, that like if you're kind of having people donate throughout, and then at the end you kind of read off all their names.
Oh yeah, maybe it's like a Q&A also at the end. So at the end, or maybe there's two sections, so one in the middle and one in the end. So that way you're not asking about something we talked about in the first 15 minutes after 3 hours or whatever, if it's a longer podcast.
Yeah, just keep in mind, like, the way that you want to think about it is that everything that you're doing is probably going to be syndicated to a platform where someone might not have the context. So like that's why like with podcasting, you usually want your intros to be really strong. You want to get into subject matter and stuff quickly to gear people in. And then like, I think every viewer kind of expects like a section that's like either pandering to sponsorships or donations or whatever, but it shouldn't be that long.
Yeah, and if you're looking to like integrate chat with it too, you could also always have a post show. So that's something that we do is we end like the recording of it. And then we kind of go into a post show where we're still talking and stuff and interacting with chat. But this isn't going to be recorded and put on the podcast networks.
Yeah.
So that way it's still nice and clean for podcast, but you're still like talking with chat and everything.
I like that a lot. What are you thinking, Dan?
Right now, there's an intro thing that I've been using, an intro song that I fucking love, and I'm going to try and reach out to the guy and see if we can't use that for an intro music. Let me send you here, I can put it in chat. You can play that, tell me what you think, but I love this for a fucking intro or outro thing.
Where did you
but
put
give
it?
me your thoughts. In Discord, in general.
Oh. Yeah, it's perfect. 100%. I'm super down for this. That's really good.
There's something about him that makes a girl want to take him in her arms and...
That's a little weird, but... like, sorry, let me get back to... Okay, so yeah, that's really good.
Good.
It's SoundCloud too. It should be pretty easy to...
I reached out to the guy.
Nice.
And like, I think like right at the at this point, wherever I'm listening right now, is be where we start talking. I don't think we'd play the whole song, but maybe.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, just like do like a 3-minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. No, like 15, 20 seconds, and then like you talk into it. Pretty good. Hang on, I'll be right back. All right, back. Sorry.
Is this thing going to be kind of like a free form, or are you having like a pretty rigid structure to like questions and everything?
The structure is going to be so I don't want to like I don't just from having been on like a lot of podcasts and having done this for a long time in esports, I don't want to be that guy that like brings on a guest and then like asks them 20 questions they're not prepared for. So what Dan and I did for Ryan was we just like kind of brainstormed for 15 minutes, like a session of like what questions we should ask him. And then we'll send him those questions on Twitter. But like around, it's not going to be like question number 1. What do you feel about this? Then he answers like question number 2. Like, they'll just be kind of a sort of a chill out cadence. And like, we may not even get to the questions, but just so they kind of expect, they know what the structure of the podcast is. This is probably something that like Dan and I will work on. So someone in my chat asked like, will it be like Joe Rogan? Like, I'd much rather have a JRE type podcast, which is just like a conversation that's flowing, rather than like a rather than like a structured podcast. I think those this podcasts do the best.
I agree. Well, you want people to be able to casually listen to this. You don't want to feel like you need a PhD to follow what's going on.
Yep, totally agree. If anything, that's one of the reasons why Dan is going to be so good at this, is because he'll keep me out of my like normal serious attitude.
I know Rogan does something I think is pretty interesting, of where he like starts the conversation for a couple minutes and then hits record. So if you're going for that kind of more relaxed kind of vibe to it, that might be something to look into, depending on how you guys want to structure it.
Oh yeah, I've had some people do that to me too. I had a podcast do that. That was, I think, the Scores podcast did that. And they like were just talking to me and chatting and stuff, and like, "Hey man, like, what are you doing in esports and stuff like that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's this," and then they're like then randomly there's like, "Okay, we're going live." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, so that's it. What do you think of that, Dan? What are you doing, by the way?
I'm reading memes right now.
What?
Basically. Listen, don't get the shit talk me as you fucking play Snake. Okay, I'm allowed to read the news.
You don't know that I'm playing Snake right now.
I know that you're playing Snake right now.
How could you know that?
I got your stream open.
Oh shit! It's the fuzz, dude. We've been had. The jig is up. Well, you weren't talking that much, so that's why I loaded up the game.
I'm excited. I think it's good shit. I think we're on a good track for what we're trying to do here. I'm excited. We got the domain, which is really like, it's gonna be so easy. Like, that's gonna make things easy. We're gonna have a dope fucking image. Like, we could be boring as fuck. Just those things alone will be enough to give us everything else we need.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. I'm actually really excited about it too.
When are you guys launching?
This week.
Yeah, I want to do it in the next 7 days so that we can benefit from, well, one, just so that we can get moving, because I've already, to Dan's credit, I've already been lagging on this a lot. And then 2, because Destiny is like traveling right now. So for most of our combined audience is his audience. So like if we start this now, we'll have a really good push in initial viewership.
Scoop up those free views.
Yeah, we're going to try to, like, the quality of the show is to some extent defined by the quality of the guests you can get on, and the quality of guests that you can get on is defined by the number of, like the attention. So it's like a weird chicken and the egg thing, you know?
Yeah, because, like, depending on how big you are is probably going to be how you start. And then if you start getting more high-profile guests, that just, like, grows you there.
Exactly. But it can also work in reverse, where it's like, you know, hey, this is Devin and Dan podcast. We're here with XX420 Fortnite player, Slayer 751, you know, like that kind of thing. And yeah, whatever. Dan and I can make it interesting even if we have that kind of person.
Yeah, you have to kind of balance it out, because like those bigger names can get you kind of recognized, but also people want to discover like new people out there with different insights.
Yep. I think it would be really cool to bring on like smaller Twitch streamers and smaller business people. Like, Dan, how cool would it be to like have a person who's trying to do a startup and like comes to us for advice and stuff? That'd be like really legit.
No, for sure we can do that. Like,
yeah.
You know,
and in fact we can make that like a weekly thing to kind of be a fillers, right? So it's like maybe Monday and Friday we do big interviews with big boys. On Wednesdays it's like, you know, help me out, I'm failing, and then we can, the whole thing. You might not do this, but I'm gonna do this. If I hear a shit idea, I need the flexibility to be like, dude, this is a bad idea. You should just abandon it. It's not gonna work. And I need that, like, because the thing I hate so much about a lot of podcasts is that people will come in there and be like, yeah, so I had this great idea. Like my cat, his feet gets cold. So I thought I'd start a company called catmittens.com. And I need to be able to go in and be like, dude, just stop. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
Okay. Actually, Dan is 100% right. Oh, shit. I forgot that almost everybody's ideas are usually bad. Okay. So in that case, we should do like a sort of, how do I say, like call-in type of thing where people can call in with their ideas and stuff so that we can have the option. What I'm saying is we shouldn't have like a guest that we're going to talk to for like 3 hours, right? Because like, okay, most likely if you think an idea is shit, then I'm going to think so too. And if we BTFO somebody, like then that's the end of the call. You know what I mean?
Well, then you have call-ins or something along those lines, but you also have to. How are you going to kill that snake and not get all the shit? And why are you not encircling more?
Because I'm not big enough yet.
You are.
I just did a fucking god tier play, dude. What are you talking about? I literally just killed.
I want to see you. You need to insert. I've never seen this move out of you once yet.
I do that all the time.
Find a snake and just wrap around him and wait until he fucks up. I'll be watching.
You have to be kind of big to do that.
You are big.
All right, fuck this guy. Then I'll do it right now. Okay, here we go.
Wait, how many days a week are you guys trying to do this?
Oh, that feeling of entrapment, dude. There's nothing he can do as I slowly consume him. I don't know, Dan. What do you think? Oh, I almost fucked up there. This guy's playing. I'm lagging. Oh, no, I'm going to get encircled by a bigger snake. No, Dan fucked me. Oh, God. Oh, dude, those are some top tier plays, man. Dan freaking got me killed.
But you're not supposed to be encircled by another snake. I said circle the snakes.
Oh, dude, like everyone just died. That was like a shit show. Okay. Wait, you're not supposed to. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
All right. So how many times are we gonna do it? I want to do. Look,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to consistently do 2 guests a week. I hope we could, but at the very least 1, and then the rest of the stuff can be casual, right? So the interview is serious. There has to be a set time for that. But the other stuff can be kind of, Wednesdays tilde 1 p.m. we go live, right? And it doesn't need to be a hard and set time for on Wednesdays because we could play that. I like that flexibility that most of the time we can be flexible.
Yeah.
Especially because this is primarily being recorded. So it's only the interviews that it's kind of like Fridays at 2 p.m. we do interviews usually.
Yeah.
Right? And then we have an interview schedule of who we're doing, when and going from there.
I think we should devote a day to viewer call-ins,
Sure.
for thematically on the show, and then we should syndicate that to so should only the interviews be syndicated to the iTunes and Apple? Probably, right?
You got to watch out for just like feed fatigue.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's definitely a little bit different than YouTube. So if you're putting out a lot of content, you might want to split up where you're putting it. Because like if you're putting up like 3 things a week, people are going to see it and kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed and like end up not listening to any of it, as opposed to if it's just like once a week.
Yeah. So for the actual syndication stuff, we should probably only just do the podcast interviews and like our big guests, and then we should just do viewer call-ins, and we can put those on YouTube.
Like Dragon's Den? Or
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, like not dissimilar. Because maybe if somebody actually comes on and does something, we might both invest in it. I mean, that's something within our capability to do.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, but I don't think we should make that. It should just be thematic. Like maybe someone comes on with a business idea, maybe someone has a commentary. We should leave it open, and then I think it'll kind of it'll flow itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Huh.
But yeah, that has the potential to change into something that's like really good if we do it right. And like that's something that is not on Twitch. Holy moly, calm down. Like having two people that have been successful in business available to just take calls and talk to people, that's like huge. We should have people lining up for that shit, you would think.
Oh, well, especially like streamers. I'd love to get some big streamers and for a change have them talk about business shit, right? Imagine you get some of these huge streamers who never talk about business stuff and we have them come on and they say like where their revenue's at, where they're, you know, that could be fucking crazy for them and their fans would even love that shit.
Yeah, the problem is that most broadcasters actually don't think about that stuff.
Yeah, exactly, but we can help people out there too.
I mean, too close to the
sun. If we get known for that.
Yep, that's true. That's like something that would take a little bit of time, but it's possible that we could do it.
Very cool.
I'd be super down for that.
All right. Well, I guess we can kind of discuss the rest. We got Erin doing the artwork, and from now, I guess we're just going to plan for a few days from now to move. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you care much about monetization in the early? I don't really. So like, I don't think we need to do like donation stuff and all that yet. But if you care about that kind of thing, then
well, you have donations so that you can take viewer questions and weed out a lot of the shit. It's just it's a barrier so that we don't have a billion questions. If you want to ask your question, there's a cost associated with, $5, which isn't a lot. But, we could play the first one by ear if you want to, but I don't know.
The question I would have is like logistically, like what PayPal account do we use, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. That's where that kind of stuff gets weird.
I'm fine either way. I mean, for weird shit, I'm fine using my PayPal because I have like 10,000 verified transactions from back in the day. So
yeah.
My shit is pretty secure as far as not having to worry about PayPal like limiting it or anything along those lines. But yeah, it's look, I'm super flexible with this. We're gonna have full accountability, so I'm not really worrying about any of these shenanigans.
Okay. Would you create a separate PayPal for this? Because it could quite possibly monetize pretty well later on. Or would you want to work?
Not initially, no.
Okay. I mean, then do you want to give me access to your PayPal? Like, how does this?
You could do it from your PayPal. I don't care.
Well, one of us has to give the other access, right? Because they have to see it.
No, you don't have to have access. You just have to know every transaction that comes in. Like, and you can get a log of that from Streamlabs.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea.
We could do a Patreon. There's all this other stuff, but first, let's see how let's see what type of audience we get. But if we get big guests, that should be helpful. You know what I mean? And hopefully, the guests we get will be significantly bigger than, we want to go for big boys.
Yep.
So, and don't forget, there's a huge advantage to hosting people already on Twitch because that brings an existing audience with them. So when we can bring on guests that are already on Twitch. That might be the equivalent of someone 5 times bigger than them in the real world coming on for the amount of users that they'll bring. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So bringing on Ninja would be like better than bringing on Bill Gates, basically, or to the same level. Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's just like how we actually do that. Yeah.
No, I know.
That's all with like, I think by like episode 10 and 20, like we can start making like crazy plays, like bringing on like larger streamers and stuff. Basically the more clout I have to engage people that I already know with stuff like this, the better.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And then a good thing we could do for streamers is like, we could take their current stream and be like, okay, here's like where you would go from here and like what you want to do with it.
Okay. Works for me. All right. Well, I think that's probably good for now. I think I'm gonna probably hop off. Are you gonna keep streaming or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go for a while. I think I gotta do a bunch of other stuff. I'm meeting with a bunch of people from Twitch, so I gotta figure that stuff out on stream too.
If you guys have any other questions, feel free to just like send me a message on Discord or whatever. Always down to answer questions, whatever.
Thanks, Beal. I appreciate it, dude. That was actually really helpful for you to talk to us about this because I think we got a lot of good context.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, man. Oh, damn. Thanks for the host, Dan. That was badass.
Yep. No problem. Later, dude.
All right, dude. Take care. I'll talk to you later tonight.